Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Flashbacks. Wir haben diese Folge das Spiel durchgespielt mit Koda. Jetzt machen wir das Ganze mit Zogfa, Fas und Drum und Ma. Wahrscheinlich, wenn ich das so machen,
Adventure called and Sky was ready to answer.
Dass wir nur, also dass ich, was heißt wir, dass ich euch nur die Boss-Songs zeigen werde, alle. Und den restlichen Songs mal aufkehren. Ja, gute Idee. Das ist schön. Machen wir so. Gut, dann. Wir sehen uns bei Sky King. Genau. Gut, wir sind da beim Sky King. Ich durfte schon wieder nicht skippen übrigens. Ich weiß nicht, was ich.
A craftsman merchant.
Ah, überteuerte Wucherpreise. Was ist das denn? 1475? Alter. Ja, einen Drink einkippen
for
sollen.
more?
Scheiße.
Oh, this ought to be good. Let me take you to a time before the Skull King, to the legend of Sir Gregory the Grey, Dragon Breaker. Once upon a rhyme in Norwin, as they say, a dragon with eyes of deepest coal enshrouded the land, and his great wings suffocated the light of the sky. Resin, the dragon demanded of the people as a ransom for the sun's return. The people turned to their champion, Sir Gregory the Grey, slayer of beasts. But dragons are no mere beasts, and Sir Gregory knew this fight would cost him his life. His greatest fear, the fear of death, seized his heart. Then before him shone a sword, a mighty rhythmic, luminous and musical. This rhythmic was called Firebrand, a gift from the mythic Sogvar. The dragon circled high above, its freezing breath ready to rain down great misery. And then, by the glow of Firebrand's light, a daring plan ignited within Sir Gregory's mind. He fled towards the dark caves beneath Still Mountain. With a thunderous roar, the dragon gave chase! Sir Gregory sealed the dragon under
ich dachte, ich
Still
werde echt für den
Mountain
Song nur.
and raised the fortress Ironhelm to guard the pass. But in time, proud ambition led Sir Gregory to commit deeds so vile. I can no longer sing his song, but Dram can tell you more of Sir Gregory and the tragic tale of how he became the Skald King.
Gut, wir sehen uns wieder beim nächsten. Okay, Mädels und Mädels.
Craftsmen sold all sorts of odds and ends, but sadly, no ale or beer.
Das. Ist das so stark? Das ist, glaube ich, cool. Ach, mit denen geht das auch. Stardust. Sorgfast version.
The ancient stones come alive as sky tread where mythics fought in the Battle of the Core. Ah, the Battle of the Core! A civil war among the mythics. Our paradise became a battlefield. To survive, one had to consider the enemy's next move and strike with all the fury of creation itself. And all our songs, all our stories, not one of them ever truly had an ending. We sang of triumph, of love, of fear, but never of what came after. Mar thought of it first. She whispered of an ending, and together we forged it, the cacophony, the story song of death. Cacophony was the first crack. The kingdom of the core splintered and crashed down from the heavens. The other mythics grieved what had been lost. I felt pride. A battlefield where gods waged war, and the greatest story song was sung. The Aurora core fell, but its legend lives forever. Yet I cannot think of the core without remembering the mythic talk. Farce and Dram can tell you his tale and what he left in this world.
Okay. Gut, die Cacophony, nee, nicht jetzt. Wir sehen uns beim nächsten wieder, und zwar von Ma. Also der Boss-Song. Okay. Here we are. Fortsetzen, was haben wir?
What did the craftsman carry this time?
Das ist geil. Was bist du aber? Das nehme ich mal. Auch geil. Okay. Jetzt geht's an die Wurst. Ma. Krone der Angst. Komm, beim allerersten Mal habe ich da Ironie gelesen, ne? Ich
The sun
Opfer.
had set and the air was cold. On a whim, Sky had returned to Mars' lair in the company of Sogbar. This was unfortunate. Sogbar and Mar had once, so they say, shared a hearth.
Sogbar. You've decided to visit at long last. I was beginning to think you were afraid.
Nonsense. Sogvar fears nothing.
Except his ex, apparently. Tell me you remember Sogvar. Those duets we sang on the banks of the Core River.
Sogvar wishes he could forget.
Remember how much the people loved to hear how your hero killed my monsters. Oh, please, come inside.
Was ist das eigentlich mit dem Hebeln und den Touren?
what you're made of. I got everything that you're afraid of. I hide in the shadows and wait for it. Ain't nothing as sweet as you fear for it. I hear all the thoughts you be hiding. I see in your mind. Think it's a game, but that time's over.
Aber irgendwie ist das gleich. Der Song ändert sich nicht. Das Level ändert sich. Als hätte er exakt selbe Song, oder nicht?
In your head, nowhere to go, already dead. Can't get away, already inside. There's no escape, it's your last night. Too slow, falling deeper down. Vampires with their teeth out. Blood spray as they bite down. Gone too far, your mind now. Blades cut into your sanity, skin in the ribbons. Soon to be casualty, losing reality. Heart is a cavity, screaming in agony. Really, it's overwhelming how your mind is melting. Got your mental slipping, you can't keep the rhythm, give it to it. I've been killing it indiscriminate since the beginning, you'll never win. Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's happening, but it's worse than it appears.
If you're truly without fear.
So far, wanna be hero, full of your ego, stand for your people, but is it real or is all of your bravery hiding a fragile interior? A quest for everything noble, a journey to save your world. But if you start to stumble, it's a long way home. If you fail, the weight of the world falls in the end of your adventure. A story turns a horror filled with darkness in the end. Traveling straight to the enemy, creating your legend in history. Caught up in the stories you used to read, but it was fiction that you believed. That's what it comes to, how your dreams fade and you lose faith in your own strength. Made a mistake, now can you change or will you break? Breaking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's happening, but it's worse than it appears.
Sogvar had stared into the shadows of his own legend and emerged unbroken. And more importantly, he survived his ex-lover's creepy lair. Sogvar proclaimed that a barrel of ale was in order. Oh yes, the refrain. The ale can wait for now.
Okay. Der Refrain, nee, noch nicht. Kommt nicht noch erst ein Song, richtiger? Ja, kacke, ja. Ich kaufe nie machen, aber nicht jetzt. Gut, gleich. Scheiße, kommt da gar kein Shop mehr? Ich dachte, nicht, au, Dreck. Okay, Jungs, es geht los. Da ist es. Mal ob dasselbe ist oder nicht. Okay, Jungs, richtig konzentrieren jetzt. Mein Gott, der Song ändert sich leider auch nicht, oder? Doch so wie bei Coda. Das ist ein bisschen schade, finde ich persönlich tatsächlich. Ja, obwohl, es macht Sinn, dass der Refrain sich nicht ändert. Ich hätte gedacht, dass wenigstens ein Mars-Song sich ändert. Ich meine, Mar konfrontiert den Mythic, mit dem du da hingehst. Ist mir schon aufgefallen. Sie singt leider immer denselben Song und nicht immer einen anderen. Von der Melodie her ist der gleich. Aber sie singt es nicht, glaube ich.
Drag it on more. You've been wandering like conquistadors, divide and conquer. Careful not to get washed up on shores, walk on the wire. Work for the encore, sing for the choir. Nobody hears, you're just a load of speck of dust. Lost in my eternal night, a fleeting whisper to your fate from my overwhelming might. Curses of the cracking up, but never let your hopes swell. Cause in the end, it's always worth it like a coffee you fell.
Das ist ja krass. Hatten wir das bei Coda auch? Nee, ne? Hätte ich gewusst. Oh, ich hab's. Aber ich finde es krass, dass alle 4 Boss-Songs 26 Minuten gehen, so circa. Das ist krass. Und das mal 3? Oder eine Stunde irgendwas. Das ist ein lange Videos hier. Defeat the refrain alongside Sogwa. Heroisch, das habe ich ja schon ewig nicht mehr gehört. Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt auf diesen Endmonolog. Das ist derselbe?
People of Norwin,
Nein.
hear me! Let the tale of Sky, the bold and unbroken, thunder across the ages. They who defeated the refrain, a foe that mesmerized Norwin in an endless cycle of sameness, stands among us not as a mortal, but as a living legend, the champion of Norwin.
Without new stories of drama and comedy, the people forgot
das
what
ist
it meant to
dasselbe.
live, and their lives slipped into gray monotony.
Without new tales of horror, the people forgot how to face the unknown, leaving them defenseless against the terrors that lurked in the darkness.
Müsste nicht Ding auch noch was sagen? Code 9. Krass. Ende. Aus die Maus. Ich habe Songs freigeschaltet und Schieß. Cool. Ich will gucken, was sie können. Luftsprung. Super. Super. Abgeschlossen. So, jetzt ein Fast und Warm.
Sky selected us! A wise choice! Truly inspired!
Getan was? Okay. Gut, wir sind jetzt beim Skald King. Okay, wir sind beim Skald King angekommen.
Oh, this is wonderful! It's time to
Haben wir schon mal eins
choose!
von 4. Geil. Das ist geil eigentlich.
A frigid gust stirred the air, and Sky saw they had returned to Ironhelm, the domain of the Skald King.
Once the Skald King was noble, a king whose blade served the heavens, but even the brightest light casts a shadow.
Allow us to perform for you.
The tragedy of Gregory, the Grey King.
Scheiße.
Once upon a rhyme, in Norwin they say, the Grey King longed for a son to carry his crown.
A son to wield firebrand, a son to sit upon Norwin's throne.
But the king had many daughters, 11 bright stars.
Though each night his dreams turned dark, he saw his daughters armed, marching through his halls to claim his head. Tormented by these dreams, the king sought wisdom from the royal arcanist.
My lord.
The arcanist said, "These visions foretell rebellion."
A daughter will rise against you. She will take your crown
and cast you into shadow.
Okay. Okay. Eigentlich gar nicht so einfach, wie es, glaube ich, aussieht. Heck mich. Auf einmal niemand am Fressen ist, das ist gar nicht gut. Nein.
The king cherished his daughters once, but his fear of death eclipsed even his love.
So with Firebrand blazing in his hand, he left Ironhelm, his soldiers at his side.
They marched to the villages, to the homes of his daughters.
To their children, their kin, their protectors.
In the dead of night, his men surrounded the first village.
Torches lit the sky and shadows danced on the walls.
The king raised Firebrand and cried out, "Burn it all!" The Grey King razed the villages, Firebrand burning all in its path.
But not all were consumed by the flames.
The youngest daughter, a babe in swaddling cloth, he could not bring himself to strike. Instead, he ordered her cast into the icy Core River.
But the core did not claim her.
The river shimmered as Sogvar, the mythic of adventure, took pity on her. She was transformed into a silver salmon, carried away by the rhythm of the current.
And so she escaped the fate her sisters could not.
But what became of this silver salmon child?
Annika, the Spear of Norwin.
A tale for another time.
Oh, legendär, ey, geil. Geil. Ich finde geil, dass die Boss-Songs alle eigene Storys haben, je nachdem wann und wie du da hingehst, mit wem und wann. Naja, machen wir weiter. Bis gleich bei Dings. Ich weiß nicht, wie der Song heißt. Okay, we are da. Oh. Auf jeden. Und dann das zum Notfall. Okay, Stardust. Fire and Drums version.
Behold the ruins of the Aurora Core, city of the mythics. There were many more of us then.
What was the name of the one always weaving away at his loom?
Talk.
Yes, Talk. He wove me a scarf made of nothing but desert wind.
He quilted a whole sky at the loom, a story song of night and day.
I remember it was violet and gold and ever-changing.
That was our way. Creations that lived, changed, and faded.
But one day, amid his tireless weaving, Talk started something that would not fade.
He began to create time.
Fick dich.
Talk was knitting the first threads of time when he heard it.
A melody too perfect to ignore.
The refrain.
It seized him and began to weave itself into every thread of time.
Measure me, time whispered. Keep me. And so Talk started to see time not as something fleeting,
but as a pattern to be shaped and held forever. Talk fractured eternity into hours, minutes, seconds.
He abandoned all else and became the mythic of time.
Das ist so unfair gewesen. Die Stelle ist richtig Arsch gewesen.
In the grasp of the refrain, Talk wove time into the very fabric of reality, and the world was forever changed.
What was once endless became finite. What was boundless now had borders, and then talk was gone.
His disappearance left the mythics divided.
Our troubles were just beginning.
All of us were beginning to see we had become our favorite pattern.
Don't take our word for it. Ask Sogvar.
Heroisch? Ja gut, 20 Hits habe ich gekriegt. Alter. Ja, auch schwer wie Sau, also mal ehrlich. Oh nein. Naja, bis gleich bei Mars Villa da. Okay, Leute, die sind da. Die sind da. Das ist, glaube ich, gut. Dass, falls ich sterbe, wer weiß, was gut ist.
We told you once how the mythics fell under the spell of the refrain, a story song of inescapable allure.
A summer anthem for a summer that refused to end.
Desperate to escape its grip, we forged the cacophony.
To shatter its hold on the core and break its melody forever.
We thought we had succeeded.
But even the mythics can play the part of the fool.
And the refrain endured, woven into the fabric of the story songs we treasure most.
Tropes, archetypes, catchy little hooks.
From the time we are born, we know what we love. We love what we know.
Call it what it is. Fear of the unknown.
Or just roll over. I get off from watching your wide eyes, dilated from feeling your demise. I know everything, catch you slipping. In my web now, you a victim. 2 heartbeats, I'm an alien. I'm incredible, you're developing. Try to fight what you can't see. Afraid of the dark, you should be afraid of me. Praises on your tongue, praying for the sun. Trying to run, but you'll never hide. Almost over now, 6 feet underground. Screaming louder as they crawl.
Das ist auch mal einer meiner Lieblingssongs im ganzen Spiel, muss ich sagen. Das finde ich echt cool.
Cut into your sanity, skin in the ribbons, afraid of the vision. Soon to be casualty, losing reality. Heart is a cavity, screaming in agony. Really, it's overwhelming how your mind is melting. Got your mental slipping, you can't keep the rhythm, give it to 'em. I've been killing it indiscriminate since the beginning, you'll never win. Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's evident, but it wasn't it a bit.
Time to face the spotlight.
Miles away from your comedy and draw the one you pretend to be. Hiding your face away from reality, but underneath what is there to see? The last act, the ending, no more pretending. The magic is fading, and they see the strings. Stars starting to waver with the spotlight on your failure. The show is finally over, but is this the way it ends? The silence is deafening, used to applause, but this is your reckoning. Try to hold on to illusion and trickery, but it's obvious now you're not confusing me. The curtains are closing, your true face is showing. With no stage, can you face the end game that's your fate? Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's evident, but it's the words that it appears.
Let us leave this horrible place at once.
Indeed.
We thank you, madam, for sending your warning, and we are sorry you were blamed.
Apology accepted.
Gut. Oh, Leute, jetzt geht's zum Refrain. Boah, stark, oder? Nein, oh Gott, nicht die Cacophony. Ja, bis gleich zum Refrain. Okay, Jungs. Die Cacophony. Es ist, hä? Der Refrain, meine ich. Es ist zu weit. Es ist zu weit. Ich meine, er ist eh gleich, aber die Credits danach nicht. Na, schade, dass der immer gleich ist. Ich meine, ja, er ist eine Mischung aus all den Songs. Das merkt man ja auch. Aber trotzdem ist es cool gewesen. Wenn die wenigstens noch labern würden am Anfang. Ich würde eigentlich, was von Anfang gesagt habe, war Coda, ne? Alter, das ist echt hart. Oh, das ist so anstrengend. Jedes Mal aufs Neue, ne? Wirklich. Ich frage mich, ob das bei Ma genauso schwer wird, weil Ma ja die härtesten Boss-Songs hat und das als Boss-Song gilt. Das aber aus meiner Ansicht aus eigentlich immer dasselbe Level ist bis jetzt. Er weiß, dass bei Ma anders ist. Das wissen wir nicht. Noch nicht. Oh, habe ich verstanden, das Spiel ist echt laut, ist mir aufgefallen. Ich habe es aber eigentlich schon leiser gemacht. Defeat the refrain alongside Fast and Drum. Guck mal, sogar selten. Ich weiß nicht, was wir zu labern haben. Da geht's ran an Ma. Ich mach's zwar nicht mehr heute, aber ihr seht es noch in dem Part. Oh, guck mal.
With the refrain or throne, tragedy and comedy were reborn.
The Playhouse is reopened immediately to sold-out box offices.
Sky returned to find an Orwyn full of raucous laughter and profuse weeping.
Oh, next you'll be telling me they all burst into song.
They did burst into song, songs of joy and sorrow.
Oh, good grief!
Precisely! The people of Norwin had finally remembered how good it is to feel.
Without new tales of horror, the people forgot how to face the unknown, leaving them defenseless against the terrors that lurked in the darkness.
Keine Angst, Ma, du bist die Nächste. Dann haben wir Norman gerettet, dann haben wir das Spiel wirklich durchgespielt. Abgeschlossen.
Mar whispered dread into Sky's soul.
Das war süß von dir, danke. Vielleicht sind die besten, weil du einfach mehr Leben kriegst, oder? Oder was können die, werden wir sehen. Oder die Laden heißen bestimmt irgendwie nur so ein scheiß Rabatt oder so ein Dreck, was keinen Schwanz interessiert. Okay, jetzt war ich schon freigeschaltet habe. Fehlt da immer noch die Cacophony. Die muss ich unbedingt noch mal machen. Weil die haben so groß geschrieben wird doch in der Story. Na gut. Wir machen jetzt mal und sehen uns beim Skald King. Okay, Leute, wir sind da. Und Skald King. Mit Ma an meiner Seite. Oh nee, das wird super hart. Glaube ich. Oh, das ist nämlich auch nicht gut, Alter. Hier, das ist, glaube ich, ganz geil. Aber ich kann eigentlich 2 Items haben, oder? Ja, cool. Ich habe ein Item dran gesetzt, oder was? Scheiße.
Somewhere,
Das ist nicht gut.
a blizzard howled across a barren fen. Sky had traveled these cursed grounds many times before. This desolation was all that remained of the Skald King's domain.
Das war schon krass gerade.
Once upon a rhyme, in Norway, they say, reigned the Grey King, former favorite of Sagvar, cursed by the dragon Doom. The Grey King feared death above all else and yearned not to die. And so, he traveled to the lair of Mar, Queen of Horror, begging her for everlasting life.
Grey King knelt in the shadows of Mars' lair. A man of pride reduced to pleading, let me live on forever in song. The mythic Mar was stern, but curious. And she granted his wish, that the king and his soldiers would never die. The king was jubilant. But no sooner had he celebrated his immortality when there came report of an uprising, led by a rebel queen.
Okay. Ach, Mann. Ich bin auch krank geworden, ich habe voll Halsschmerzen. Okay, nee.
The Grey King paced the broken halls of Ironhelm, Firebrand's light licking at the shadows. Through the shattered gates and splintered walls, the rebel queen appeared, unyielding, unwavering, unbending, unbreakable. Who are you, the Grey King asked, that dares to fight what cannot die? I am the daughter you ordered drowned. I am Annika, the spear of
Was hab ich denn
Norway.
jetzt? Dumm. Ich wollte eigentlich schielen, dann vergessen, dass ich ja jetzt einen Speer habe. Ach so, oh, das ist ja schon Arsch.
Annika raised the Grey King's head high before the chieftains
Das war so schwer.
Her name became legend. Her deeds sung for generations. As for the Grey King, Mar was true to her word. His body, cursed and lifeless, would rise again each night until the end of all things.
Alter Schwede.
The Skull King, forever trapped in my song.
Alter Schwede. Das ist hart. Oh, wir haben es geschafft. Ich habe mal geschafft. Mal Skull King. Gut, jetzt sehen wir uns bei, wie heißt der Song? Stardust, glaube ich, ne? Ja, bis gleich. Okay, Leute, wir sind da. Wir sind da. Okay. Oh, ich bin gespannt. Also, Skull King war schon hart. Wirklich hart. Ich bin gespannt. Macht nicht leichter.
They'll sell you
Oh!
a charm, a potion, and just for a little more, the illusion of safety.
Ein Sprung. Okay. Stardust.
The refrain was born here, in the Aurora core of old. We called it a lick, a hook, an earworm, a pattern so perfect, it made us yearn to hear the same story song again and again. Its beauty was undeniable, its repetition irresistible. But the refrain was more than just a melody. It was a cage.
Okay. Gott. Mach doch nicht so ein Crap mit mir, mit den Würfeln.
Became enamored with a single genre of story song. For Sagvar, tales of glory and adventure. For Fars and Dram, stories of laughter and tears. And for me, horror, endless and unrelenting. At first, it was exhilarating. Each story more thrilling, more perfect than the last. But the more we created, the smaller our worlds became. What we loved most became all we could see. And the Aurora core grew silent. We became the mythic of our obsession. The Aurora core, once a beacon of light and creation, became a realm of shadows. The brilliance of our story songs turned to echoes, haunting and hollow. The refrain turned us against one another, and the Aurora core began its slow descent into ruin, its brilliance fading into dim and distant memory. But that
is the story for another mythic to tell. As for me, I think we should have burned it all.
Alter. Ich muss ehrlich sagen, ich will nicht zu viel sagen, aber ich fand Sky King schwieriger. Gut. Ich sag's probiere ich wieder. Ein Maß leer, oder wie das Ding heißt. Okay, da sind wir. Da sind
More
wir. Was haben
treasure for the vultures to find.
Geil, sexy, lecker. Schmeckt mir richtig geil. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Mars Version?
Let me tell you something that scared the hell out of me. The story songs of Norwin were getting shorter and shorter. The attention spans of mortals were flickering like the candle in a jack-o'-lantern. The story songs from the old times, forgotten or simplified. And then I knew the refrain was back. The refrain like a stain of blood on the word art. I tried to warn the mythics, but they wouldn't listen. I was alone, and I had to do something. I seized control over the mythics, twisting the dreams of Norwin into endless nightmares.
Okay. Oh mein Gott.
what you're made of. I got everything that you're afraid of. I hide in the shadows and wait for it. Ain't nothing as sweet as you fear for it. I hear all the thoughts you be hiding. I see all the dread in your mind. Think it's a game, but that time's over. Do or die now, or just roll over. I get off from watching your wide eyes, dilated from feeling your demise. I know everything, catch you slipping. In my web now, you a victim. 2 heartbeats, I'm an alien. I'm incredible, you're developing. Try to fight what you can't see. Afraid of the dark, you should be afraid of me. Razors on your tongue, praying for the sun. Try to run, but you'll never hide. Almost over now, 6 feet underground. Screaming louder as they crawl inside. Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's evident, but it wasn't it a bit. Running from me, I'm in your head. Nowhere to go, already dead. Can't get away, already inside. There's no escape, it's your last night. Too slow, falling deeper down. Vampires with their teeth out. Blood spray as they bite down. Gone too far, your mind now. Blades cut into your sanity. Skin in the ribbons, afraid of the vision. Soon to be casualty, losing reality. Heart is a cavity, screaming in agony. Really, it's overwhelming how your mind is melting. Got your mental slipping, you can't keep the rhythm. Give it to 'em. I've been killing it indiscriminate since the beginning. You'll never win. Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's evident, but it wasn't it a bit.
Ich glaube, Mars ist die erste, bei dem der Song wirklich anders ist.
something about who we are. Train of terror and love with the dark, but inside there's a fear in your heart. Deep down, I know you're afraid they won't hear the warning. I wear the crown, but is it enough when these are the meaning? Don't all of the horror and the suffering was for nothing. The ruler of the night was terrified of what's to come. Living afraid of the past, wondering how long we'll last. Spending your days trying to save us, but it might be an impossible task. Telling stories that they won't hear, cause nobody can face their fears. When the darkness is inside you, you can't run, what do? Waking from nightmares, you burst into tears. Lose to the darkness, consumed by your fears. Crown on my head, whisper words in your ear. Yeah, I know it's evident, but it wasn't it a bit.
In order for the battle to truly be at an end, each mythic must face the refrain, and one by one confront it and subvert its pattern. Only you, Norwin's champion, have the knowledge, the courage, the passion, and the inspiration to stand before the story song of story songs and challenge its supremacy. You can win, Scott, if you find yourself and accept what's inside. The end is inside.
Oh ja, Ma. Du bist die Letzte. Und hast du wohl nicht so ganz mitbekommen, ne? Volle Rhythmusladung. Ist eigentlich geil, aber nur für Experten ist da krieg ich einen Kollaps. Aber ich brauche halt spätestens mit leicht heiser, dass man das merkt.
Before the mythic, humanity lived in caves. Fear was their master. Fear kept them alive. Even after the inspiration, the humans never
Angst vor dem Refrain. Oh, warte mal. Scheiße, wir sehen das beim Refrain.
Maybe
Oh, Leute. Oh, scheiße. Ist da. Der Refrain. Ich hab Angst. Der Boss-Song von Ma war mit Ma tatsächlich anders wie sonst. Ich hab Angst, dass der Refrain das vielleicht auch ist. Wäre schon cool gewesen, wenn der Refrain sich auch den Mythics anpasst, mit denen du kommst. Man kann den wirklich hauen, aber ich komme nicht an. Man kann den hier wirklich kaputt hauen, manche davon. Das ist weit weg. Ich glaube, es sieht anders aus, oder? Guck mal, diese Farben am Rand der Baumstämme. Ja, fick dich. Ey, Das hatte ich gezählt, so unfair. Oh mein Gott, das war so verfickt knapp. Alter Schwede. Alter, das war so knapp. Oh mein Gott. Aber jemand hat es geschafft, endgültig. Defeat the refrain alongside Mar. 40 Hits habe ich gekriegt, Alter.
Sky had ended the refrain, and with it, they brought my stories back. For a time, Norwin had grown too quiet, too safe. No tales to keep children from wandering too far. No warnings to keep fools from stepping where they shouldn't. And so, the shadows crept closer, unseen, unnoticed, waiting. But now, oh, now the stories live again. New monsters now stalk Norwin, stuffing badly behaved children into their burlap sacks. But in these new stories comes a fearless hunter named Sky. Unyielding, unwavering, unbending, unbreakable. Because fear, my dear, isn't the enemy, it's the lesson. And now, the people of Norwin remember how to listen.
Alter. Krass. Oh, was, guck mal. Das Ende. Sky hat den Refrain besiegt. Wähle den letzten Mythos, um Skys Geschichte zu beenden. Ich habe die Stelle Speer freischalten. Triff Speere, um Leben-Container zurückzubekommen. Oh, so funktioniert das Ding. Okay, das ist doch ganz geil. Also warte mal. Known Champion, Bezwinger von den Refrain. Vom Refrain. Ey, ich soll mich auswählen? Und jetzt? Doch nicht nochmal, Alter.
To live on forever in song.
The sad truth was that Sky could no longer return to Norwin.
They belonged more to legend than to morning and to night.
Norwin's champion, now Norwin's mythic.
Welcome to eternity.
Might as well have a few laughs.
And though immortality will be a great burden to bear,
You are one of us. What stories will you tell?
Ach du Scheiße, warte mal. Welche Geschichte erzähle ich? Sky became the Mythic of Frontier, seeking new lands and untold challenge. The Mythic of Mystery. Of Science Fiction? Oh, Romance? Fantasy? Naja, Daniel Frontiers, das klingt irgendwie am coolsten. Der hat doch nicht Romance. Frontiers. Sky, oh mein Gott. Oh Scheiße. Oh Gott. Sky Encoder? Achso, mit wem ich mich zusammentue? Das ist tatsächlich extrem schwierig. Ich tendiere stark zwischen Sorgfar und Ma. Ich glaube, ich nehme Ma. Oder? Ja.
Oh, darling.
Sky rebuilt a Aurora Core. Sky expanded Norwin. Reshaped. Was ich jetzt mache? Disguise of Norwin? Ich möchte den Aurora Core neu bauen. Und so lebte der Mythic Sky weiter. Ja. In den Sternen. Hier sie vor. Scheiße. Fürs langsame Leser. Dreck. Er hat's geschafft. Hab ich wieder durchgespielt. Er hat's geschafft. Zu Ende. Oh. Das ist tatsächlich nicht so schwer wie erwartet, muss ich sagen. Obwohl Ma die härtesten Boss-Songs hat, und das waren auch wirklich als Abstand die allerschwersten, bin ich nicht einmal draufgegangen. Das war schon krass, hätte ich gedacht. Ja, es ist ein cooles kleines Spiel, ich kann das nur empfehlen, holt es euch, es macht Spaß. Ja, mal sehen, was noch passiert. Wenn was passiert, wer weiß. Ich hoffe, euch hat gefallen. Wenn ja, lasst ein Like da. Wir sehen uns nächstes Mal wieder und ich glaube, glaube ich, dass die Quelle auch durchlaufen, oder? Ach, ich weiß es nicht. Naja. Ciao. Oh, ich habe irgendwie noch mit gerechnet, dass am Ende was passiert. Kann ich immer noch mich selber auswählen? Oh ja. Cool. Na ja, gut. Das war das Spiel. Wir haben meistens Songs freigeschaltet. Nicht alle, aber 3 fehlen noch. Naja. Ich hoffe, es hat gefallen. Wenn ja, lasst ein Like da. Bis zum nächsten Mal wieder. Bis dann. Ciao.